Hey everybody, and welcome to the Daily Scopes for the 22nd of August. So today, Venus makes a square to Jupiter, the Moon enters Via Combusta, Mars makes an opposition to Neptune, and the Sun makes a Contra-Parallel to Saturn as well. So if you want to know more about what Moon Via Combusta means, check out the playlist. So anyway, these transits today carry both positive and negative aspects as always. The Venus square Jupiter aspect brings with it a clash between love and access. While it can drive full our passions and assignment within our relationships, there is also a risk of overindulgence or unrealistic expectations. This transit encourages us to find balance and moderation in our desires, ensuring that we don't get carried away by the law of grand gestures or extravagant displays of affection. While they can always be good and stuff like that, but make sure they're within your means, and make sure if you're on the receiving end, the person's not doing it in a stalkery way, I don't want to, or at worst end of course, or in a way to cover up any deceit that they may be doing as well. But be open to receiving gifts as well. Don't be too suspicious, but just bear these things in mind. By staying grounded and focus on genuine connections and interactions, and just being honest if you have made a mistake, rather than doing grand gestures to cover up your mistakes, you can navigate this transit with grace and make the most of its potential for growth and expansion, as well as more understanding and honesty and respect in your relationship. Mars' opposition to Neptune brings a sense of confusion and potential deception, as well as all Neptune transits does. It urges us to tread carefully in matters of ambition and the heart and assertiveness. So we have to be cautious of illusion. So backing up what I was saying about the Jupiter square just a while back, and by maintaining clarity and taking a measured approach, and we can navigate this transit with integrity and avoid falling prey to misleading influences. It's time to trust our instincts, but also to verify facts, so that's doubly as important today, and be cautious of promises that seem too good to be true. By maintaining a strong sense of self-awareness and staying grounded in reality over the next week or so when this energy is active, you can use this energy to, grow your creativity and spiritual growth. The Sun's also making a Contra-Parallel, which is the same as an opposition to Saturn. So this brings tension and challenge to our own authority, or we may challenge other people's authority or personal power as well. This transit puts under the spotlight the need for structured discipline and responsibility in our life. It wants us to confront any limitations or obstacles that we have that stops our growth and progress. This is a time to reassess your goals and commitments right now and take the necessary steps to achieve them. While there may be moments of frustration or self-doubt, it's important to remember that this transit is ultimately an opportunity for growth and development. By embracing the lessons and challenges that come your way today, you can strengthen your sense of self-worth and build a solid foundation for success. No matter if you feel like you've got no more chances left in life, this transit reminds us that we can get anything we're willing to work for, and we're not going to get everything we want. I'm not one to sell crazy, well, I don't want to call it crazy dreams, but say everything's going to be fine all the time, but you can definitely create a better life for yourself than what's happening for you right now. So it's a time to embrace accountability, prioritize your responsibilities, and work diligently towards your goals and aspirations. In terms of love and relationships, the Sun's Contra-Parallel to Saturn, which lasts for the next 3 to 4 days, can bring some difficulties and test our connection, so pretty much adding to the strain that Neptune and Jupiter's bring into relationships. This transit asks us to evaluate the structure and commitment within our relationships, urging us to examine any areas where we feel restricted or stifled, and to address them with honest and open communication. Said again, because it's doubly important, it's time to take responsibility for your actions and decisions rather than cover them up in grand gestures, as I said before. Just to be honest, to ensure that you're building healthy and balanced partnerships. While there may be moments of tension or confrontation, this transit ultimately offers an opportunity for growth and transformation in our relationships. By facing challenges together, we can strengthen the bond of our partners and create a solid foundation for long-term love and happiness. So it's important to remember that relationships need effort and commitment. It's not uncommon to feel the weight of responsibility when it comes to maintaining a healthy partnership, and building a healthy partnership does involve being honest and having those difficult conversations and making compromises at time, as long as it's respecting your boundaries and both people are compromising and you're not doing all the hard work as well. Prioritizing the well-being of all individuals involved. So it's crucial to navigate these transits today and over the next week, in which they're all combinedly. Last is to be open-mindedness, be willing to work through problems. Communication is key during this time, as well as honest and transparent dialogue, conversations that address the actual underlying issues, especially if it involves resentment and bitterness, rather than covering it up with gifts and being extravagant. And with all Neptune influences, there's always a risk of escaping into excessive alcohol and drug use or any other escapist tendencies, so watch out for that as well. And remember that it's important to remember that conflict is a normal part of any relationship, and it's how we handle these conflicts that ultimately defines the strength of our connections. So during this transit, it may be helpful to set aside dedicated time for open and honest conversations, as I said, and remember to listen actively without judgment and seek to understand other people's perspectives, where they're coming from, and create a safe space for all individuals to express their needs, concerns and desires. Content creators can focus on topics such as financial planning, relationship advice, especially on how to be honest, especially if you've been cheating and stuff like that, how to tackle those hard conversations. Also, content about self-care, what honest and authentic self-care is versus what toxic self-care is, and how we can manifest more better and enjoyable and healthy relationships in our lives, and how we can foster that lifelong relationship, I say, that each person should be having with themselves, looking after, understanding their emotional, spiritual, psychological needs, and looking after the physical and financial areas of their life. So and that was the daily scope for the 22nd of August.